Good morning from the sunny beaches of Florida. No, I am not in Alaska yet, but I am headed there on Wednesday for the Arctic Thunder Air Show at Jaybird, Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. Right from there, I am headed to the OSHKOSH. I haven't been to OSHKOSH since 2018 when Bob Brocklehurst and I were guests on Warbirds in Review, along with Ron Fagan and David Frasca. Now, David Frasca has a P-40 that my grandfather flew in the war in Alaska. So if you're at OSHKOSH, come and find me. I'll probably be somewhere around Warbird Alley, especially at the Nada RV during happy hour. Before we talk flying warbirds in Alaska and how you too can fly warbirds in Alaska, I wanted to pop on here and say thank you. Thank you to all of you who have been watching the channel so far. It really means a lot to me when you like and watch the videos, and not only to me, but it means a lot to the families of the veterans that I represent through my video, which is really what this channel is all about. So thank you. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Karen, and I have been retracing my grandfather's wartime footsteps through some of the most remote areas of Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, all in an effort to honor his service and the service of those he served with. If you want to know more about this mysterious and forgotten conflict in one of the most spectacular places on Earth, then stick around. And if you're not new to my channel, then welcome back. Now let's get into it. Good Warbird morning. Well, we were headed to the Kenai Air Fest, but weather. The wind is supposed to pick up, and it's going to be a direct crosswind over what the old Warbirds are capable of or safe flying at. So we are going down just for the pancake breakfast, and then we'll come back. This is how it goes flying in Alaska. Weather is king, and really anywhere, but I feel like Alaska even more so. One of my most favorites, and actually the best thing I ever did, not only to feed my love of World War II aviation, but also to use it as a way to honor my papa's service and the service of those who served alongside him, was to get involved in the Commemorative Air Force Colonel Hunt Alaska Wing. Now, the Commemorative Air Force is a national organization that endeavors to keep warbirds flying as a way to honor the past and empower the future. It has been around for decades, and they have wings all over the country, including here in Alaska. The Colonel Hunt Alaska Wing was essentially started when the late and legendary World War II aviator Mike Hunt donated his Harvard to the wing in the 1990s. Shortly thereafter, he also donated his BT-13, and finally his L-2. Colonel Hunt loved warbirds, and he really wanted to share and ignite the passion of warbirds in others. I got involved in the Alaska Wing in 2017 when we contracted their Canadian Harvard to fly 1,600 miles round trip to Dutch Harbor for the 75th anniversary of the bombing of Dutch Harbor and Aleut evacuation commemorative ceremonies. There, the airplane represented the Royal Canadian Air Force squadrons that were sent to Alaska during the war, including my grandfather's. I've been involved ever since and have loved every minute of it. Honestly, it feels like one of the best things I have ever been part of. So we made it to Soldotna for the pancake breakfast. We made it late. A little bit late. So a lot of people have taken off already. So instead of continuing on to Kenai, like the plan, we are going back to Merrifield. Pretty smooth flight, a little bumpy by the mountains. Gorgeous views. That's how it goes here. Everything relies on weather. And we try to treat the warbirds well and not put them through unnecessary, hardships, I guess. They have certain crosswind minimums, and that's what the issue is, that we could land in Kenai, but may not be able to take off because the wind is changing directions. So it's good to get them out. The community loved seeing all of them. So what's it like to fly warbirds in Alaska? Well, it's fun, of course, but for me, what it means is that I get to fly in the same airspace as my grandfather and in the same aircraft. The Royal Canadian Air Force had 2 Harvards that they had in Alaska that they used for training and proficiency flights and liaison aircraft. Flying in Alaska does have its challenges, just as it did during the war. We fly VFR only, so mountain passes, ranges, water often hinder our best efforts at getting us out into further away communities and forcing us to stay closer to our home base at Merrifield in Anchorage. Also, the Harvard's inability to handle crosswind landings adds another layer of obstacles. Careful planning goes into every trip. So how can you get involved in Warbirds in Alaska? It's quite easy, really. Join our wing and start volunteering. Or if you just want to go for a ride, we have ride days available most Saturdays through summer at Merrifield, the Wings of Freedom hangar. I'll put more details in the description below. It's that easy. It's what I did. So that was fun. Just got gas. which I didn't film. We were at Merrill Field. Had to ended up in a hold pattern for probably 5 minutes, and then we had to go around just as we were about to touch down. Made us go around, so one extra lap, which is cool because then we got to fly over downtown Anchorage. And Fred put the smoke on. If you saw the smoke, that was us. I just think it's so cool that my grandfather was patrolling these same airways 82 years ago. Now I get to do the same, but in peace. What say you, Fred?
It was nice day to fly. Though a little bumpy, any day you can get out to fly one of these things is a great day.
That's it. How lucky am I that I get to do this? Well, you too can do it. So come to one of our meetings, join the Commemorative Air Force. What are you waiting for? Do it. You will not regret it. Look for more information on the links down below in the description. So I also wanted to pop on here and update you on some of the upcoming things that I've been working on behind the scenes. I've been doing Aleutian Island history projects for the last 12 years. So there's always a ton of things going on or that I have my hands in. So let's see, after OSHKOSH, the end of September, I'm working on the 18th Fighter Squadron reunion. The Dakota Territory Air Museum has a P-40 that flew in Alaska during the war, and I'm in contact with many of the family members from the squadron, and we're trying to reunite them so that they can go and see the airplane and get a little show. We're also working having the B-25 Miss Mitchell there from the Minnesota Commemorative Air Force Minnesota wing. So that's the end of September. I have a NATA formation clinic that happens in October. So I just go and hang out with my friends, but it gives me a chance to tell the story of those who served in Alaska to people who'd be interested, also to learn about what it's like flying warbirds. We have the Alaska History Conference, which is at sometime in October. I have not submitted anything yet. I'm still trying to determine whether or not I'll do that. Palm Springs Air Museum, I'm going back to give a talk there in, I think it's February. So that, I'm working on a database of all Aleutian Island veterans. I have a lot of family members contact me looking for research and information on their family members. And unfortunately, all that research is scattered like all over the country. So there's not one place where you can get all that information. And it's kind of a big goal of mine to be able to establish that. I'm still writing articles for the Willywan newsletter. That is the National Park Service. They manage the Aleutian Island World War II National Historic Area. So they have a sometimes quarterly newsletter that goes out, which actually was originally started by a veteran. I don't even know how many years ago, decades ago. And as they passed on, we eventually got it. So writing newsletter or articles for that. And in August, I will be going to ADAC, hopefully for 2 weeks, but even better, going to Attu on the Fish and Wildlife vessel, the Tiglix, to retrieve the U.S. dog tag that I found there in 2018 on one of our trips. So they are taking some very interesting people there, and I'm just hopping along if there's room. So that's still pending. Hopefully by the time I release this video, I will have an update on that. So I'm so excited, even just to go to ADAC again and spend 2 weeks. Oh, can't wait. Anyway, so that's about what's new. Remember, if you were at OSHKOSH, to please come by and say hi. Come and see me at the NATA RV or somewhere in Warbird Alley. I will be around there probably most of the time. So thanks again for watching. Next week's video might be of Arctic thunder. See you then.